Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, good morning. A very good morning to one and all. Am I audible, students?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll wait for 2 4 minutes to for everyone to join. What is the strength of your class, students?
130, ma'am. 130 students.
134.
No, ma'am. 130.
130. Okay. I hope all of you are aware about today's lecture because only 49 students are there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's start with this lecture, object-oriented programming. Before taking this lecture, let me tell you about myself. As in orientation, you might have already got, Sudha ma'am might have already introduced me. I hope she might have, because I was not there for the orientation. So myself, Archana Jadhav from Department of IT. I am there in SIS College from last 11 years. Before that, I have worked in L&T for 2 years, L&T Infotech. So basically, the idea why I shifted from IT to this teaching field was that when I was like you, when I was a student of BSc IT, I have completed my BSc and MSc. But when I was a student of BSc IT, actually was the second batch of BSc IT, and that time, like the syllabus you have now, our syllabus was very different. We had object oriented programming language, but it's that is similar, but all the other subjects whatever you have the latest subjects now, the new subjects, which we did not have that time. But the thing that we had or whatever we did, actually what I understood when I went to the company or when I went to the organization, which I will share it today for few time, uh, because this is the phase when you should also be aware about what exactly you need to do. Anyways, yours is online, so you people feel that, or you, this might be in your back of your mind that okay, just study for just getting pass or just getting clear. Please don't do like that. Study it thoroughly, study it hard, so that afterwards, see, even if it will not help you that much as you have expected for your exam, but it will help you study in that point of view that it should help you for your future. When you will work in the IT industry, it should help you how, and you should make it clear that how it will help you out. Okay, so when I went to the company, I understood that whatever the knowledge we had in a school, or in a college, that is just from the perspective of the syllabus, or that is from just the perspective of whatever is there in the book. There we have a completely different environment, but whatever we are learning, if you have the basics, if the basics of that is clear to you, any kind of a projects assigned to you in the organization, I'm sure that definitely you'll be able to do, or you'll be able to put some inputs into that. So don't take this programming subjects very lightly. That is the first advice to all of you. Okay, don't take any of the programming languages whatever you have. That doesn't mean that theory subjects you should not learn. Theory subjects are also important, because see, like whenever immediately when you have born, immediately you have not learned to eat or learn to walk. Step by step only you have grown. So same way, if you wanted to become, as you are there in IT, if you wanted to become a good software engineer, or you wanted to become a programmer or a manager, you directly, after coming out from BSc IT, directly nobody will give you the manager post. You have to go step by step, and for that, this basic knowledge, from basic to advanced knowledge, how you are learning, that is also an important one. Okay, so and somewhere theoretical knowledge whatever you have, that will also give you an idea about what kind of things that you can put it into your project, or how you can think, how you can think differently, or how you can what I can how you can put a particular situation, or handle a particular situation, or handle a particular task in the organization. That also is very important. So theory is also important, as well as practical knowledge is also important. Okay, so now when we are talking about OOPS today, I'll tell you what all you have in this particular subject, how you are going to learn it, and then we will start in the next lecture. I will start with the first chapter. Now, actually, I don't wanted to take it this lectures. I don't wanted to take it chapter wise. मतलब chapter wise only I will take, but I don't want to take it concept wise. I wanted to take it more of a more by giving you the examples, and I will do that only if you people will cooperate with me. I want, whenever since I don't know now much of you, this is the first lecture I have. Day by day, as the lectures will go on, I will see your names and I will call you by your names. Maybe I will do a mistake while calling your names. If I am doing that, please let me know that time only and rectify me, so I will come to know about you. We are not meeting physically, but we are meeting virtually, so it's very difficult to remember also each one of you, but I will make sure that I will remember each one of you, and I will see how you people also respond. So first thing that I want the responses whenever I am taking a lecture, because see, we are not just taking lecture just because it is being told to us, right? We are taking it, though it is online, we wanted to make sure that it will be helpful to you in somehow, right? I don't know how many of you, I can see there are 88 attendees now, but I don't know how many of you are physically present. That we can't give assurance, none of the teacher can't give the assurance that all 88 will be there sitting and listening thoroughly or very patiently to your lecture. That is there, but at least some what whenever it is needed or whenever it is required, I want the response from you. Response for what? Whenever I'm asking you whether you have understood a particular concept, and I'll ask you after completing that particular concept. So when I finished with one particular topic or one particular chapter, I will not chapter, one particular topic, I will ask you whether you have understood, whether you have any doubts. That time I want the responses from you. If you people will not give the any responses, or if I'll not get any responses, I'll stop the lecture over there itself. Because we have seen that this happened in the online lectures last year also. This happened not with you but the previous batches, and we have taken a particular action against it if it is happening. See, because at the end, you are going to, it's for your future, or what you can say, it's for you, means your studies are going to help you out. We are not there to do anything for your studies or for your exam. Our work is just to set the paper. So that's why we want all of you to attend the lectures regularly. I want specifically to attend the lectures regularly. If you have any problem, if you are facing any issue attending a lectures continuously for a week or for more than 4 or 5 days, please inform. For my lecture, I want all of you to inform me. Or if suppose anything important task is being kept for you, like you have the presentations or any other task I have given to you, and that day if I called anybody's name and if that I did not get the response from that particular student, I will mark you absent. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What about others? Now I'm getting response only
Yes,
from
ma'am.
one
Yes, ma'am.
student.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, first of all, tell me who is the CR of your class. I think Ajil is the CR. Ajil or Ajit?
Jill and Glory.
Is he there?
Ma'am, I'm there.
From girls, who is the CR? Glory. Glory, can you raise your hand?
Yes, ma'am.
And from boys, who is the CR?
Ma'am, Ajil is the CR. No, I think he is absent today.
Okay. Okay, fine. So, if there is any particular message I wanted to give with respect to this subject, I will message to Glory or otherwise Ajil. Ajil's number I have, I don't have, I think Glory's number. Glory, afterwards, after the lecture, you just send me the WhatsApp message so that I will
Okay.
store your number, okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now certain things about my lecture. Um, Before proceeding to our subject, see, most of the time my lecture will be scheduled before whatever the time is being given to you. Okay. About yesterday's lecture, I am extremely sorry. I thought it is being informed to you that my lecture is not there, but and that's why I didn't put any particular message. I was not in that condition to put the message in your group, WhatsApp group, about the lecture cancellation. But here afterwards, whenever my lecture, if it is not there, I will put the message. And whenever you have the lecture, definitely, if you did not get any message, that means you have a lecture. Don't think that my lecture will get scheduled one day previous to whatever when you have the lecture. I will schedule it sometimes. I may schedule it maybe 1 hour before or half an hour before. Okay. Now okay, now let's start with this particular subject. Let me tell you what all you have, which all books you are going to use for this subject, and how we are going to study this subject. Now, by the name itself, maybe some of you might have studied this particular subject in your 12th, those who have taken IT or in any, or you might have studied it in your school levels also. It was there in for ICC board before. Anybody has studied this subject, C++? Yes, anyone?
No, ma'am.
At least you have, anybody is having any idea about what is there in this subject?
Ma'am, a little bit.
Okay. What's your name? Attar Kaifali.
Carefully, ma'am. You can call
Carefully.
me Kaf. You can call me
Okay.
Kaf.
Okay. Carefully. Okay. Uh, okay. Now let me tell you what you have in this subject. See, now first year mein, first semester mein, you have imperative programming. What you have learned in that imperative programming?
About C.
Okay,
C
you have
language.
learned about a C language. Okay, now as a programmer, C is called as the basic language or the base of all the languages that you have. What are languages you have? How many languages you have heard in programming?
C, C++, Python, Java, C hash.
Okay, I want others also to give the answer. C, C++, Python, Java, C sharp. That is called as C hash is called as your C sharp language. Anything else?
Ruby.
Yes. Yes, Tejas, you are not audible properly. Yes, anybody else aware about any other language? No, only these many languages you are aware about. Yes, Kajal?
Anaconda.
No, not audible. Can you please?
Anaconda.
Can you please type it in the chat box?
Swift, Ruby.
Ruby. Okay. Who said that? Anaconda.
Ma'am, Python.
Python, he has already mentioned.
Okay.
Okay. Ruby. What else?
Swift.
Figma. Kotlin. It is Kotlin, not Kotlin. It is Kotlin. Then you will say Android also. Is it a language? Hmm?
Ma'am, जहाँ तक पता है मुझे मैम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है एंड्रॉइड में.
Yes, Android is an operating system. It's not a language.
Perl.
Swift. Perl. Hope you are not googling it and telling me the answers. Okay. I was waiting for one more answer, which is .NET. It is another programming language that you have. See, so as you said, first you have in imperative programming, you have learned all about C. Okay. Now you should go, as I said, like even immediately after passing your BSc or MSc, immediately even if you join IT company, nobody will give you the post of manager, right? or nobody will give you the post of CEO. Definitely, you have to go step by step for all the processes and all the things that you have in the organization to get that particular post. Then only you will get that manager post. So initially, you will be at the trainee post. From trainee, you will become engineer, software engineer. From software engineer, you will become assistant software engineer, like that, and then you will get associate, and then you will get manager. That way, your process will move. So for that, you need to have that many years of experience also. That is also another important thing. Okay, to get that particular post, or you need to have that much depth knowledge about a particular technology. Okay, so similarly, when we are learning a programming language, directly if anybody will tell you to learn Ruby, or if anybody will tell you to learn .NET or Java, you can learn. There is no problem. You can learn, but क्या होगा उसमें? If today if I am teaching, if I'll start teaching you Java, or if I'll start teaching you .NET, you definitely you will learn. But the problem is you will not be aware about the basics of that particular language. Java, .NET, they are also built from the C and C++. So C, C++, they are the, what you can say, they are the first step towards your programming language. If you will take that particular step, then it becomes easier for you to learn, to write all the remaining steps that you have. Okay, or to cross all the remaining steps that you have. Okay, so now what's the difference you have in C and C++? There is a lot more difference you have in C and C++, which we will study as we will start with the chapter. But now, why we are studying this particular language? As I told you, one of the reason is now we have to learn from C. We have to learn a little bit of different concept or little bit of advanced concept. Okay. C में तुम लोगों ने क्या सीखा? You just learn how to declare the variables, how to print that variables, how to do any kind of a mathematical calculations. Yes or no? Yes, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What else you have studied in C?
About arrays, storing values.
You have learned about arrays and all. Okay, so that is, if suppose I initially the basic is what you should be able to declare the variable. एक variable में तुम लोग एक ही value store कर सकते हो. Am I right? Yes or no? But when you wanted to store multiple values, you need a different kind of a variable, and for that you have created an array where you can store more number of values. Okay, in one variable you can store more number of values. So उधर तुमने arrays का concept सीखा. Similarly, all these concepts whatever you have like arrays, function declaration, function definition, these all concepts you have heard in your C language, or these all concepts you have learned in your C language. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Function definition, function declaration, arrays,
Yes, ma'am.
which you are going to learn in C++ also. जो भी तुम लोगों ने C में सीखा वो सब C++ में है, but अभी to put that into that language is little bit different, because same चीज वापस सीखने में तुम लोग को मजा नहीं आएगा. Already you people are not interested in, if some of you are not interested in studies, और या फिर किसी को प्रोग्रामिंग ही अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, तो that person will not like to study the same thing again. So what we wanted to do, we wanted to make it more interesting, we wanted to make it more, we wanted to put it in a different way, we wanted to put it in a different style, or we wanted to learn it in a different style. So how we can learn it? So what we are going to, so as I said, though I am teaching you the concept, my basically this time I wanted to make it more kind of means I need to have this, I wanted to teach it with one-to-one, or with all of you. I need to get the I wanted to have the interaction and then to teach you, because I wanted to teach you with more examples, because I feel that those who don't those who found that C language difficult, definitely they will not have interest to learn this C++, or they will not have interest to learn this OOPS. उसमें क्या है, you have more of a concept. It is more of concept oriented. That's why it is called as object oriented. But क्यों object oriented उसको बोलते हैं, why it is called as object oriented, and how it is becoming an object oriented, that all we will study. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to give you more examples for this, and with that examples then we will learn. So before that, now the book which you have for this one is Object Oriented Programming by Balaguru Swami. This is one of the famous book which even when I have done my BSc, from that time we are using this book only. It's one of the best book you have. Other than that, now there are so many new books that have come with respect to your syllabus. They have given this mastering in C++. But first time when you are studying, I will prefer all of you to use this Balguru Swami book, which is easily available also, because learning first, if you learn from that Balguru Swami, then it becomes easier for you to study from that mastering in C++, because mastering in C++ में उन्होंने concept wise नहीं दिया है कुछ भी topic, so it becomes difficult to understand how and which concept is being put up in which language, or in which program, and how they have given how a particular program is being written. So that's why mastering in C++ will be a little bit difficult for you to understand now. So first you go through with Balguru Swami, and then afterwards, if you feel you wanted to learn more, or if you wanted to learn more, if you wanted to know more about a particular topic, then you can go for this mastering in C++ book. Okay. Other than that, you have object-oriented programming by Shom series also. This is also one of the best book you have. But as I said, like after studying Balguru Swami only, you can study these two books. Okay. With respect to the syllabus, you have 5 units. First unit is all about introduction to object-oriented language. Then we have objects and classes. Then we have inheritance, polymorphism, this kind of a concept. Then we have virtual functions, virtual functions, and what it is called as message handling mechanisms, and then afterwards we have the concept called as exception handling, and finally you have file handling and all that you have in later units. Now see what happens if, suppose now with respect to the C language, if I am telling you to do the addition of two numbers, tell me what all things you will take it for your program and how you will write a program for this. I just
मैम
want you.
आपने स्क्रीन शेयर किया है क्या?
नहीं किया मैंने, because this is just I am giving a introduction, so I have not yet shared any screen.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
I am just asking, if suppose I am telling you to do the addition of two numbers, write a program to do the addition of two numbers in C language, how you will do it?
Ma'am, first of all, we have to declare the two variables. First of all, we will start write iostream.h, input output stream.h. It is a directory, and then
in
we
C
will
language I am asking.
in C language. Okay, ma'am. In C language, we will write void main. If we are using in Turbo C, we don't have to mention the directory name. But if we use other compilers, mention and uh, stdio.h, and then we have to declare two variables, and then we have to scanf function. Using scanf function, we have to printf function, we have to tell the user to input the value, then we have to sort the value to the given variable, and then we have to sum that variables, and we have to print the output.
Okay. Now I want somebody else to tell me what you are using, which function you are using to print your values. I want the answer to be given by someone else.
Printf.
Printf. Okay. And if suppose I'm taking the input from the user, then what function you use?
Scanner.
Scanner.
Okay, very good. Now printf scanf, where these function definitions are stored? If suppose I am not
STDIO.
who gave that answer?
Ma'am, me Aishwarya.
Aishwarya. Okay. So what is this stdio.h? It's a header file. Yes, students, what is this stdio.h?
Yes, ma'am. Header file.
Header file. Why do you need this header file?
It have some predefined functions.
Okay. It has some predefined functions, like it has the functions for your printf and scanf.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So whenever you start your program, the first thing that you will do is what? You will write a header file, right? After the header file, you will write a main function. After the main function, you will open the curly bracket. You will declare two variables. Suppose if I am telling you to do the addition of two variables, so the addition of two values, I will declare three variables. Two variables for storing the two different values and one variable for storing the result. So suppose I am writing int a comma b comma c. After that, I will write my important thing, that is, I will write c is equal to a plus b, and then I will write a printf statement to print the result of that c. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now what happens? See here, in C language, what happens? Whatever the code you wanted to write, whatever the thing operation that you wanted to perform, everything you write it inside main function.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you write it inside main function?
Because it is main the when we run the program, the main function gets the priority, and it gets only the main function gets run first.
Anybody else? Can anybody else tell me why do we write everything inside the main function? Yes, anyone else? No one? Because that is the syntax of your programming language. Yes or no? The compiler will start its execution from that main function only. The compiler knows to do the code only after seeing that main function. It will not execute anything which you have outside the main, or even if you will execute it, it will not be able to process it. Right? It will give you some kind of errors for it. Yes or no?
Ma'am, it will be considered as global variable, no? If we write outside the
If you have
code.
written variable, but any statement, if suppose I will write printf outside main, what will happen?
Error.
Error, ma'am.
Error.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Output will not come.
Yes. Output will not come. You will get the errors. You can try out uh, that way when you are learning any program. Just a minute. Okay, so as Sushma is saying, main function is the entry point of any program. Because your compilers are designed in such a way that the compilers will first of all search for that particular main function, and then after that it will see what is there inside the main function, and if that will get executed. Okay, so that's why we write everything inside the main function. But what happens now, as I have told you, like if you'll write anything outside the main, definitely you will get an error. Okay, because we have a proper syntax and we are following that syntax when we are learning this particular programming language. So that's why actually your C language is called as procedural language. You have one particular procedure. Like, what is your procedure? Declare the header files first, or write the header files first. After the header files, you write your main function. Inside the main function, whatever the operation you wanted to perform, you write all that operations or function declaration, whatever you wanted to do, you do it inside that main only. And then at the end, you are writing return 0 to show that, or to inform the compiler that it is the end of the program. And then you are closing your bracket. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, so this is what the step-by-step procedure you have, and that's why all that C language or whatever the languages that was there before C, Fortran or whatever it is, all that languages were called as the procedural language. Now we are moving towards a different set of language, which is called as your object oriented language. We don't want you to make use of procedural language every time, because what happens now, see, if I'm telling you to do the addition of two numbers, it's one of the simplest tasks that you have, and anybody can write a program for that in C. Okay, now for doing the addition of a number, suppose now I am telling you to write a program to perform the task of a calculator. Now calculator में कितने सारे functions है? How many functions you have in a calculator? If I am telling you to prepare a calculator, see, calculator be when you are using a calculator in your lab, in your system, or in your mobile, it is also one of the somebody might have written a program for it. Yes or no? Yes or no, student? Because it is just an interface. वो interface में when you are pressing 1, when you are pressing 2, when you are pressing plus button, how does it know that after pressing 1 and then plus button and then 2, how does it know that it has to do the addition of the two numbers? Somebody might have written a program for it. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then अभी just ये calculator का example तुम लोग ले लो और सोचो कि ये calculator का example तुम लोग C language में लिखने के लिए how many functions you need, and tell me.
For data user से लेने के लिए एक function.
Yes, anybody else? What other functions you need? Suppose I am telling you to create the calculator using your C language. How you will do it? What are functions you need?
Printf, scanf, and then
नहीं. Printf, scanf are your statements.
yes, ma'am.
Addition, subtraction,
Yes. You need the
multiplication.
functions for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. What else?
Square root.
Square root,
Square na.
square,
area, perimeter.
okay. Like normally whatever the functions you have in your calculator, for all that you have to create a function in your program also. मेन फंक्शन के अंदर तुम्हें उतना सारा फंक्शंस क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then, as Kev said, you need one more function to take the input from the user, because you don't know which button the user will press. Every time he will not press 1 and then plus and then 2. It will be any random number from 0 to 9. It will be any random number between 0 to 9. So that means I have to define all that 9 numbers along with dot also. I have to define all that variables. And I have to take it as an input from the user and then check what number is being pressed I have to take it in that variable so that I'll get to know which number it is. Then I have to also define whatever that operators you have, that is plus operator kidhar, you will be having one button for that plus, you'll be having one button for minus, multiplication, division, that square, finding the square root, and what all other things that you have, what all other buttons you have on your calculator. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
अभी ये प्रोग्राम तुम्हें सी में लिखने को, इफ आई एम टेलिंग यू टू राइट इट इन योर सी, विल इट बी अ स्मॉल प्रोग्राम?
बहुत बड़ा होगा मैम तो।
No, ma'am.
No,
इट
ma'am.
विल इट विल बी वेरी लेंथी.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
एंड सपोज अभी यही प्रोग्राम तुम लोग को एग्जाम के लिए दिया, प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम में तुम्हें यही प्रोग्राम आ गया, इट इज टोल्ड टू यू टू क्रिएट अ कैलकुलेटर यूजिंग योर सी लैंग्वेज, हाउ मच टाइम यू विल टेक?
30 to 45 minutes.
Kef is saying he will be able to do it in 30 to 35 minutes. Okay.
45
What about
minutes.
45 minutes? Okay. What about others?
Ma'am, maybe a day,
A day. Okay.
including the errors and everything.
Okay. Rohit, how much time you will take?
1 hour, ma'am.
1 hour. Okay. Anybody else? Approximately बोलो कितना time लगेगा तुम लोग को? You know very well how good you are in programming. Yes, Neha?
But that also depends, no, whether the person knows the program or not.
But अभी C language तुम लोग को पता है ना? You know the C language. I am telling you to write it in C. I am not telling you to write it in C++. Yes, Neha?
Yes, ma'am.
How much time you will take?
Ma'am, I said a day.
Achha, you said a day. Okay. Neha will take a day. Rohit will finish it off in 1 hour. Kef will finish it in 30 to 45 minutes. Vignesh is saying he will take 6 hours. Okay. So see, with respect to, मतलब अभी इतना तुम लोग first semester में C language you have learned thoroughly, you have studied very well. Still you don't have a confidence that you will finish it off with a particular time. Only CAF ka time. Now I will see how, if I'll give a particular program, how much time CAF will finish that particular program. I will see that in practicals. If he can finish that calculator ka program in 30 minutes. According to me, though you have learned C language, but still you will take a day to finish this program. As she said, as Neha said, to solve all the errors, and to make it like a calculator interface and give a proper to give proper response to each and every command or each and every button that is being pressed on your each and every operation that you perform on your calculator. To make that implementation in your C language, you will take a day or you may take more than a day. It will be a kind of your project also. So you may take longer than a day or 2 days or 3 days also. Why? Because you have to take care of each and everything, each and every button that you have in a calculator. Abhi, since you are using for this C or C++, you're going to use the same compiler, that is Turbo C++ only you will use, or the online compiler. जिसमें क्या होगा, इंटरफेस तो तुम नहीं बना सकते, you won't be able to create the interface because that is a part of the for that you have to make use of certain some other language. But you have to in the back of your mind you should think that all this you should think of the interface and all that buttons that you have on your calculator, and for every button you need to have particular function. Like when that particular button 1 will get pressed, you should be able to read it, which button got pressed from the number 0 to 9, which button got pressed. So for that you need one particular function which will read that number. And then another function you need to read the operator which is being pressed, and then perform that operation and give the response. Okay, so it will take time, and that is the complexity that you have with your C language. अभी ये calculator का मैंने just एक simple example दिया, but like that there are so many situations you have. Like when you go, another example which I would like to give is, अभी तुम लोग normally you go to medical shops or you go to malls or you go to grocery shops like D-Mart or Reliance Jio Mart. Like that you go to the, you go, either you go or you order it online. Okay, now when you go to the shop or when you go to the medical shop, normally you might have seen that people are entering the whatever the medicines, you will show it to them, they will give it to you and they will put an entry in their computer, they will do the entry in their computer. Why do they do that?
मैम ताकि पता रहे कि कितना प्रोडक्ट सेल हुआ है और कितना बाकी है और किस चीज का डिमांड है, मतलब इवैल्यूएशन कर सके.
ओके, सी अभी वो जो कंप्यूटर में एंट्री करते हैं, देर आर सो मेनी एनालिसिस आर बीइंग डन बेस्ड ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर डेटा. फर्स्ट थिंग इज दे कैन जनरेट द बिल for the medicine whatever you have purchased, they can generate the bill, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Then what else they can do? They can,
Ma'am, also they can manage sales returns. If I return the product to them, then they would deduct it from sales and
yes, that is what he said ki how much quantity of that particular medicine is available, whether they need to place an order. If it is not there in stock, whether they have to place an order or whether they have to whether they have so much quantity available in their shop, that all things they can manage. Okay. They can also check the expiry dates of the medicines which are available in their shop, yes or no? See, because physically checking, yes, they have so many, they have thousands of medicines in their shop. Okay, and checking the expiry date or checking remembering the names or where they have kept, it's a little bit difficult. So what can I do? I can make a particular program which will help me out to identify or to calculate the bills or to generate the bills or to identify the quantity of that particular medicine, or to check whether that medicine is available or not available. If not available, what to be done? If available, how much quantity is available? What is the expiry date of it? Or if suppose any particular, if for a particular medicine which the patient needs or patient is asking, if I don't have that available in my shop, what are the actions that can be taken? I can write a program for that. Now this is a little bit complicated than your calculator. Now tell me how much time you will take to write a program for this kind of a situation in your C language. How much time you will take? Kev, how much time? Suppose अभी just medical shop में एक program है which keeps track of the medicines available and it generates a bill. You have to write a program, C program for this. How much time you will take?
Ma'am, 2 days.
अच्छा, अभी इसका प्रोग्रामिंग टाइम थोड़ा बढ़ गया. कैफ का 30 मिनट से 2 डेज पे आ गया. एनीबडी एल्स? रोहित?
यस मैम, वो फिर क्योंकि वो बारकोड से कोड लेके फिर वो ये करना पड़ेगा ना.
यस यस,
तो उसके लिए
we will discuss what all procedure you have. We will discuss. Just tell me roughly how much time you will take now. Neha, Rohit?
2 to 3 days, ma'am, maximum.
Neha?
Ma'am, 2 days.
Kajol?
Ma'am,
Kajol only
minimum 2 days.
minimum 2 days. Tejas?
Ma'am, yes, 2 days.
2 days. Anybody else? Dania, Rohit? This is Rohit Deshmukh. Okay. Now why you are saying 2 days? Because now procedure is little bit complicated. तुम्हें कोई भी अगर पहले वो प्रिस्क्रिप्शन द पेशेंट व्हाट ही इज डूइंग, ही इज गिविंग यू द प्रिस्क्रिप्शन. Okay, then after seeing that prescription, that medical shop wala person, he has to first check whether that medicine is available. Okay, now when he is checking, he will not go every time. It is not possible to go physically and check whether it is available. What he can do, he can check simply in the computer whether that medicine is available, in which rack that medicine is there. If it is available, so he can simply go to that particular rack or that particular cupboard and give the medicine to you. After giving the medicine, what he is doing, before giving it to the patient, after getting the medicine from that rack, what he will do, he will scan the barcode so that the entry of that medicine will be done in his computer, and he will get all the means price tag and everything of that particular medicine. He don't have to personally enter that price of that particular medicine. Okay, so immediately, since price वो सब add हो गया, तो immediately bill generate करना will not be difficult. A bill will get generated and that will be given to a patient. Okay, now since bill is being generated, so that means one quantity got less in that particular shop. So at the same time, he has to manage with his whatever the in-house में whatever the quantity or how much of the quantity is available, he is managing with that also. Okay, तो अभी ये this is what called as your real time example. These are now we will be learning such kind of a real time examples where we will be putting whatever our programming knowledge we have. We wanted to put that programming knowledge into that real life situation or the real time situation में. What you have to check, you have to check how you will be writing a program for that. You will be checking how you can manage as well as how you can make the program much simpler to understand. Okay, so in the next lecture at 12:40 we will start with this uska concept and we will continue with this particular lecture.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, I had a doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, are we going to like in what compiler are we going to do C++?
I said now you'll be using Turbo C++ only, and if it is not available, you can make use of online compiler.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, all of you can leave now and
Ma'am,
join
we
at
can
12.
use any.
Yes, Neha?
Ma'am, we can use any app, right?
App.
Yeah, and I
Compiler,
mean, like
compiler, online
instead
compiler.
of instead
Online
of Turbo C.
compiler. Online compiler, I said no. You can use online compiler, or you can make use of this Turbo C++.
Turbo C.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So all of you can leave and join at 12:40. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.